Hey guys, welcome to the 5th video in this Pandas Crash Course playlist where I keep each video around 5 to 10 minutes long. So in today's lesson, we're going to be talking about advanced filtering in Pandas. With that being said, let's get right into it. In the previous lesson, we learned how to create basic conditions to filter our data. Now we're going to expand on that idea. You're going to see in a bit that the methods that I'll introduce you to are actually going to save you a lot of time because it's going to simplify the code that would otherwise require long combined stacks of conditions. As usual, we're going to import the pandas library and say import pandas as PD, and then we're going to create our data frame variable. So df is equal to read CSV, and then we're going to read the CSV file that we have saved in our folder. And then we're going to do df.head. You should know this by now, as I've already mentioned this in the previous lessons. So this head method is going to show us the first 5 rows, and now we're ready to go on to the quick review. Okay, it's time for the quick review because I know it's been a week since I last talked about Boolean masking. So I'm going to type up this line of code. I'm going to say df and then year is greater than 2010. So I want you to pause the video and think about what this line of code is going to return. Alright, so if you said that this line of code would only return the rows where we have the year value be greater than 2010, then you are correct. We just run that and you can see that all of these years have values that are greater than 2010. Alright, now we're going to talk about using the isIn method, and this is going to filter for multiple possible values. So let me demonstrate a quick example. In this cell, I pasted a line of code that only returns the rows where the state is either Washington, Oregon, California, Nevada, and Utah. You can see that the data frame looks good. However, there are a lot of conditions that we need to type in here. So we can reduce all of these conditions into one method with isIn. So I'm going to say df, and then we're going to say df state dot isIn, and then we pass in the list of states that we put in for our conditions. So I'm going to say Washington, Oregon, California, Nevada, and Utah. And this is going to perform exactly the same as this line. So let's run that and we get the exact same result. And as you continue watching the video, you're going to notice that these new methods, while they perform exactly the same as using basic conditions, we're also saving so much time. And time is one of the most important things when we're thinking about how we can analyze this data. Okay, now I'm going to talk about the between method. And this filters numbers within a given range. So again, let me demonstrate an example. In this line of code, it retrieves the rows where the unemployment rates are between 5 and 10, as we can see with these values over here in this last column. And there's nothing wrong with this line of code. It works well, it's completely fine. However, we can simplify this code even more. So I'm going to copy this and paste it here, and we're just going to change this inside part so that it's going to be df unemployment rate, and then we're going to utilize the between method by saying dot between and then 5 and 10. If we run that, it's going to give us the exact same result over here. And we can also do the exact opposite with this between method. So let me copy this line of code, paste it over here, and I'm going to do a reverse condition. And I'm going to use this notation over here, use parentheses, and this is going to give us the exact opposite result. So it's going to give us the values where the unemployment rates fall less than 4 or less than 5 and greater than 10, as you can see with these values over here. And if you don't know what reverse conditions are, then I talked about them in the last video, so you can go check out the video in the top right hand corner. Now let's talk about the .string.contains method. So this one's a little bit different because it only works for text columns, and it lets us filter rows whether that text column contains a specific word or phrase that we specify. So first I'm going to say df, and then inside square brackets I'm going to say df again, and then use a column that I know is a text column or that contains values that are strings. So in this case I'm going to say state, and then I'm going to say .str.contains, and then the first parameter is going to be the specific word or phrase that we specify. So in this case, I'm going to say WA. The second parameter is something that is optional, and we can say case is equal to false. And this means that if we don't know whether the values in that text column are uppercase or lowercase, we can make sure that when Pandas is checking, it doesn't care about the case. So it's case insensitive. If I run that, then it's going to give me all the values where Pandas detects WA within the values for this state column. So in this case, we have Delaware because we got WA here. And then we also have Hawaii, Iowa, and Washington. So pretty much we're getting only the rows where Pandas detects WA inside the state column. Now we're going to talk about the isNA and the notNA method. And this deals with missing values. So I'm going to say df and then df state dot isNA. And what this does is that it sees which values in the state column are missing, and then it's going to return only those rows. So if I run that, we can see that it's completely empty, which means that there are no missing values in our state column. So we can do the exact opposite. If we say df and then df state and then dot not over here, dot not na, then it's going to return us all of the rows because all of the values in the state column are not missing. So it's going to return all the rows. Last but not least, we're going to talk about the lock method. And we talked about this in lesson 3, where we learned how to select rows and columns. And so we're going to build off of that idea by following this general structure. So the first parameter contains filtering the rows. Second parameter contains filtering by columns. So let's look at this example. Let's say that we only want to get the rows where the state is Washington, but we only want to display a few columns. And in this case, the columns that we only want to show are state, year, population, and violent crime. To do this, I'm going to say df.lock, and then the first parameter was the rows, so I'm going to say df state is equal to Washington. And then the second parameter is the columns that we want to only display, and we need to make sure to pass it in as a list. So I'm going to say list and then state, year, population, and violent crime. I use the square brackets to tell Pandas that this is a list of columns. So I'm going to run that, and we get the correctly filtered data frame with the conditions that we want. Alright, that's all I got for this video. I hope you learned something new. And if you haven't watched the previous lesson on filtering data using conditions, then check out the video on the left side. The next lesson is going to be about updating rows in the data frame using conditions. So if that lesson is out, you're going to see it on the right side. If it's not, then make sure to stay tuned for that.